Welcome to the Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This video is on your Raw results and your spoilers for WWE main event. Happy birthdays go for February 3rd, Ming, aka Haku. Marty Jannetty, he was born 1962. February 3rd, also Kerry Von Erich, he was born 1960, passed away years ago. Also February 3rd, Devin Taylor, he was born 1988. February 4th, Chris Sabin, 1982. Madison Rain, she was born 1986, and on the 6th, WWE star Connor, he was born 1980. Gamer Maximilian Dude joined Xavier Woods for this Up Up Down Down video, featuring a Soul Calibur 6 roster reveal and gameplay teaser. Zelina Vega confirmed on Twitter that the red outfit that she wore to the ring with WWE NXT champion Andre Cien Almas Takeover Philadelphia was a tribute to WWE Hall of Famer Lita, who wore a similar ensemble when she used to accompany Essa Rios to the ring in her WWE debut. As WWE picked up on the tribute with an article on their website, Vega tweeted, "At JoJo coming to WWE, every time I see at Xena_Vega WWE do an outside diving hurricanrana, it reminds me of Amy Dumas, aka Lita, era days when she used to do it. Remember her all red outfit? Hashtag good old days and hashtag wrestling era." Glad somebody realized that, as Zelina Vega tweeted back. "This is exactly why I wore it. And Amy Dumas was always an inspiration of mine, and this way, my little way of showing my appreciation to her." At WWE commented, "Did you catch at Zelina_Vega's WWE Extreme Fashion tribute to WWE Hall of Famer at Amy Dumas at hashtag NXT TakeOver Philadelphia?" The Miz was recently interviewed by Fox News. During the interview, The Miz discussed expecting a baby girl with wife Maurice and turning to other wrestlers for advice. "It's one of those situations where I don't know what I'm doing," Miz admitted. "I have been getting so much advice. I was just talking to Triple H just the other day. He was schooling me on everything. Maurice's due date is April 6th, 2 days before WrestleMania 34. Kenny Omega had some high praise for the New Day in a new interview with Sports Illustrated. Omega said that Big E could be world champion, as in on another level. "When I see Big E, I clearly see someone who could be world champion," said Omega. "The guy is on another level. Kofi is one of those guys who is good in all situations and can challenge for all titles, and Xavier is another great athlete who is talented in the ring and competent on the mic." As Big E responded to the quote, as you hear here, at WWE Big E, replying to at Wrestle Rap at Kenny Omega X, Omega Man X, "You making this quote up? Don't play with my emotions." This video link is the latest episode of Impact's Around the Ring with Josh Matthews talking to Petey Williams for a 7-minute interview. Impact Wrestling last week's episode was billed as beginning of a new era for the company. Following matches and segments was scheduled to air a new intro video at this link. Chris Adonis presented facts of Eli Drake's life with the global champion. Alberto El Patron and Ethan Carter III versus Moose and Johnny Impact. Impact Tag Team Champions, the LAX, react to Barbed Wire Massacre. Knockout Champion Laurel Van Ness versus Kara Hogan. Bobby Lashley versus KM. Twitch will air the Brace for Impact next Friday night, February 9th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. The broadcast will be available on the Impact Wrestling Twitch channel. The event will consist of matches featuring Impact talent taped on this Saturday's Wrestle Pro event from Rahway, New Jersey, which is headlined by Tennille Dashwood formerly known as Emma, taking on Angelina Love. Alberto Alpatron, Eddie Edwards, and Matt Seidel are scheduled to be in action at the event as well. Former WWE star Simon Gotch will make his ML debut next Thursday in Orlando at MLW. Road to the World Championship at Guilt Nightclub on February 8th. Gotch will unite with fellow Team Filthy member Seth Petrozelli to take on Jimmy Yuta and Jason Cade. The event will also feature the opening round of the MLW World Championship Tournament with Matt Riddle versus Jeff Cobb, MVP versus Filthy Tom Lawler, Shane Swerve Strickland versus Brody King, and Jimmy Havoc versus Maxwell Jacob Friedman. Sammy Callahan versus Darby Allin and Priscilla Kelly versus Chelsea Green are also scheduled for the event. Tickets are on sale now at MLWtickets.com with prices ranging from $15 to $45 with a limited number of gold and ticket VIP packages also available on that website. As seen on Raw last Monday night, John Cena, Elias, and Braun Strowman qualified for the WWE Elimination Chamber match. Dave Meltzer reported in the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter that Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins are also scheduled to be in it as well. Jason Jordan was planned to be the final person in the match, but that might change due to his injury. Meltzer stated that Jordan's injury is actually a neck injury and that he has been having issues with grip, which is usually very serious. Noted last week that WWE was likely adding a first ever women's chamber match, which was confirmed on Raw this past Monday night. Alexa Bliss will be defending the Raw Women's Championship against 5 other women in the match. It was reported in the Observer that local advertising in Las Vegas is listing Nia Jax, Sasha Banks, Bayley, Sonya Deville, and Mandy Rose as the other participants. So there's your spoiler for that. WWE Elimination Chamber takes place on February 25th for the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. Thanks to the report from Wrestling Observer Newsletter. Xavier Woods continues his WWE SmackDown Shut Your Mouth gameplay and this new and the newest Up Down Down YouTube channel video. I didn't get the link. Below, and here's some Flashback Friday themes for the WWE Network for this month of February. February 2nd, Football Stars in a Square Circle. February 9th, Valentine's Day from WWE Weddings. February 16th, Hail to the Chief, WWE Presidents. February 23rd, WWE Network turns 4. WWE Hall of Famer Gerald Briscoe celebrating this week after a positive visit with his heart doctor. Briscoe, who had suffered 3 strokes in June of 2009 and 1 stroke in October of 2011, tweeted the following: at FG Briscoe, I just got some great news. 6 years ago, I suffered 4 strokes. Last week, I had every kind of heart test possible each day. Had follow-up with the doctor today. Was told no problems, no heart damage, no blockage. Keep doing what you've been doing and don't come back for another year. 3 more wrestlers are gone from Impact Wrestling. Ava Story, Idris Abraham, and Mario Baccara. On Wednesday, the company updated its active roster page on ImpactWrestling.com with new promotional graphics and Story. Abraham and Baccara were moved to the alumni section. All 3 wrestlers had not appeared for Impact Wrestling since last summer. Story, who was 21 years old, joined Impact Wrestling last March after starting her career the year before on the independent scene under the name of Brandy Lauren. The company introduced her as Casey Quinn, and in her debut match, she took on Brandy Rhodes that ended in a no contest on Impact Wrestling. On April 6, 2017, she wrestled in a gauntlet battle royal to decide the number 1 contender to the Knockout Championship. ODB won the match. She also wrestled at One Night Only Victory Road Knockouts Knockdown, where she lost to Angelina Love in a singles match. The company changed her name to Ava Story on April 20th, 2017, edition of Impact Wrestling, as she unsuccessfully challenged Christina Von Eerie for the GFW's Women's Championship. She then lost 4 consecutive matches to Laurel Van Ness. Story was last used at the August TV tapings, where she picked up her only win in the company against Amber Nova, before putting over Rosemary and Talia Valkyrie in separate matches. And Ava versus Amber Nova in an exposure match can be found at this link. Abram, who was from Ontario, Canada, joined Impact Wrestling last March after wrestling for various independent promotions in both Canada and the United States for 6 years. Competed in the Super X Cup, but did a little less of a note, as he was primarily used as an enhancement wrestler in the X Division. He last appeared for Impact in July 2017. And one of his matches can be found in the X Cup first round match on that link. Bokara was a 37-year-old Croatian-American wrestler from New Jersey with over 17 years of wrestling experience. He made his debut March 23, 2017 episode of Impact Wrestling, teaming with Falaba and Abraham in a losing effort to Mahabali Sheriff, Garza Jr., and Laredo Kid. He mostly teamed with Bob, but the two never won a match together. He wrestled some singles matches as well, but lost them all. Bokara made his last appearance for Impact in August 2017, where he and Bob put over Dave and Jake Christ. And Bokara's match versus El Hijo dos de Caros, we find out that link, which Bokara recently suffered a serious injury on January 2nd, 2018. He underwent successful surgery for a torn ACL and meniscus in his knee. Update on The Rock's next movie. Disney's Jungle Cruise will start filming in May. The movie, which is based on Disney theme park ride, also stars Emily Blunt and is directed by Jean Colette Serra. Also noted, WWE is apparently planning to have Ronda Rousey and a partner face Triple H and Stephanie McMahon in a mixed tag match at WrestleMania 34. According to a report from F4W Online, it was noted that there were some rumors of WWE trying to get The Rock to be Rousey's partner. The four-shot angle at WrestleMania 34 in 2015, where Rousey came to The Rock's assistance to fight off Triple H and Stephanie. My guess, if they were going to do a mixed match like that, why not put her in the tournament with a mystery partner to be announced? Mixed match challenge on Facebook. But that's just my opinion. While shooting for the film, The Rock wouldn't commence after WrestleMania. Putting together the match might be difficult to ensure. Due to insurance issues, producers insure the cast of a movie in case actors get sick, injured, or die during filming. The Rock was injured during a match with John Cena at WrestleMania 29 in 2013. In addition to missing doing media for a movie, Pain and Gain, the injury forced the production of Hercules to be moved several weeks. An article on NPR regarding cast insurance noted that a delay of just one day could cost up to $250,000 for a big budget film. The Rock has not worked a real match since WrestleMania 29, even though he had expressed interest in competing at WrestleMania 32, but an insurance company had issues covering him for an upcoming movie if he wrestled a match. The Rock ended up wrestling a one-move, 6-second match against Eric Rowan, where he took no bumps. So whether The Rock would be able to wrestle at Mania would depend on if the movie can get insured despite his involvement. The NPR article stated that while cast insurance typically costs $350,000 for 10 to 12 people for a movie with a $100 million budget, that can balloon up to $700,000 to $1 million if one of the actors involved is a problem actor. AJ Styles was channeling Hulk Hogan in his promo with Mean Gene Okerlund on Raw 25th episode, which was scripted. Justin Barrasso of Sports Illustrated confirmed that. Styles reportedly asked if he could make the comment out of respect for Hogan, since he was close to him in TNA. There were apparently some reports that Styles went into business for himself with a promo and upset Vince McMahon. Clearly, WWE was fine with the promo since the clip appeared on their YouTube channel. Official Twitter account for fast food restaurant Wendy's showed why their Twitter game is on another level. When a user asked them why they didn't enter the Royal Rumble, they replied at Dublin Any, replying to at Wendy's, why you no enter? Hashtag Royal Rumble. At Wendy's stated, we heard we could just show up later and point at the Mania sign. After making a surprise appearance as a participant of the men's Royal Rumble this past Sunday, Rey Mysterio is headed to the UK to face Zack Gibson for a 5-star wrestling event in Liverpool this coming Thursday. The event is headlined by RVD facing John Morrison, formerly known as John Morrison, which he's in GFW as well, Johnny Impact. He's going back under John Morrison for the 5-star championship. Also, formerly Jack Swagger, he's going as his real name, Jake Hager. Also appearing, Carlito and the Masterpiece, Chris Masters, scheduled to appear. You can get more details and purchase tickets by going to this link, as Rey Mysterio posted a photo heading to the UK at that link for you as well. King Maxwell and new WWE 205 General Manager Drake Maverick, a.k.a. Rockstar Spud, reunited backstage at a recent WWE Live event. I'll show you a photo from that with Matt Hardy. Baby Maxwell's only wrestling match came at the Total Nonstop Deletion event from the Hardy compound back in 2016 with a win over Spud. And from Matt's comments on Maverick's WWE arrival and video from the Spud versus Maxwell match at Matt Hardy brand, this at Drake Maverick guy seems somewhat familiar, but I just can't place him. Hashtag 205 Live. Former TNA President Dixie Carter tweeted the following on Rockstar Spud making his WWE debut as Drake Maverick last night. Being revealed as the 205 Live General Manager, Dixie wrote, at TNA Dixie, oh my sweet, at Rockstar Spud, so very proud, but of course I've seen this in you all along. Best hashtag British Boot Camp decision. Best memories as your sidekick, not the other way around. Best at WWE decision, hashtag 205 Live. The heated battle between former couple David Otunga and Jennifer Hudson continues. The two split last November after 10 years of dating. Otunga's attorney released a statement to People magazine following the split. Today, Jennifer requested and received a protective order against her ex-fiancé. Jennifer's actions are solely taken in the best interest of their son, 8-year-old David Daniel Otunga Jr. David Otunga has been trying to negotiate the terms of an amicable parenting agreement with Miss Hudson for several weeks now. However, when it became apparent to Miss Hudson that Mr. Otunga would be the parent granted residential care of the child as a result of Mr. Otunga being the child's primary giver, while Miss Hudson pursues her career all over the world, Miss Hudson decided to file a meritless petition for order of protection in an effort to gain an unfair advantage of the custody dispute. As a result of Mr. Otunga's career in WWE, Miss Hudson felt that she could give an award-winning performance in court to portray herself as the victim. Mr. Otunga has never abused or harassed Miss Hudson or their son. It's unfortunate, especially in today's climate, that she would feel the need to make these false allegations against him. Mr. Otunga looks forward to his day in court and being awarded the residential care of the parent's only child. The custody battle is now further heated, with Hudson stating that Otunga is unemployed and asking a judge that he finds employment and keeps a job diary. Hudson also claims that Otunga spends his time sitting on the couch so he doesn't pay child support. According to TMZ, Otunga feels that Hudson's claim to the judge is ironic. In legal documents obtained by the site, he claims that she gave him an ultimatum 5 years ago to choose either wrestling or his family. Otunga ceased being an active full-time wrestler and became a legal advisor before eventually becoming a commentator. Otunga is still employed by WWE and is normally a panelist on the pay-per-view pre-shows, but has recently been removed. He appeared on the WWE TV as recent kickoff show at the Royal Rumble this last weekend. In addition, Otunga has been involved in acting projects. Well, Hudson couldn't be the ongoing because how would she take care of the child moving from one place to another every single day, and that is would be on the it's like moving every 3 or 4 months. Can't keep a stable environment. Other news, Epico underwent shoulder surgery on Tuesday in Birmingham, Alabama, according to PW Insider. No word yet on how long he will be out of ring action when the injury occurred. Colognes have worked some WWE live events over the past few months, but have been away from TV for quite a while. Epico wrote on Twitter at WWE Epico, surgery done. Thanks to my lovely wife, mom, and son for being there for me, and Dr. Dugas for an awesome job. Now time to rehab and get better. Former WWE NXT superstar Shaul Guerrero is getting back into pro wrestling. The daughter of Hall of Famer Eddie Guerrero and wife to Aiden English is set to make her indie wrestling debut February 17th for Reality Wrestling's Ladies Night Out All Women's Invitational, promoted by WWE Hall of Famer Booker T. Shaul cut a promo on the event at this link with Title Match Wrestling. WWE UK superstar Tyler Bate has been reportedly fallen out of favor with company officials, according to Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Radio. The heat goes back to before Bate lost the UK title to current champion Pete Dunne at NXT TakeOver Chicago in May of 2017. Apparently, there was a situation where WWE wanted to book Bate on a main roster tour, but he had made other plans and couldn't work the tour. Also noted that WWE called Bate late for the bookings as he had other plans. Bate worked several NXT live events in 2017 and made his return to WWE TV for the loss to Roderick Strong on a recent episode of NXT. The match was to crown the new number one contender to Dunne. Bate worked last week's 205 Live episode and lost to TJP in the first round of the WWE Cruiserweight title tournament. He also worked Friday's NXT tapings in Atlanta, wrestling the Velveteen Dream for an upcoming episode. Also noted, Bate tweeted the following after last week's losses to Strong and TJP. Thanks to Will Henderson for the NXT spoilers from Center Stage in Atlanta. February 2nd, Nikki Cross defeated Vanessa Bourne. I'm assuming this is a retape of the match they had on February 21st. Same exact match, just a few tweaks. Nikki wins with a swinging fisherman neckbreaker. February 28th episode, Velveteen Dream defeated Tyler Bate. This was a fun match. Dream fought out of an airplane spin, hits clothesline after bouncing off the ropes. Dream with a huge spine buster for a 2 count. Tyler and Dream traded shots on the turnbuckle when Dream tossed him onto the top rope and hit the Purple Rainmaker for the win. Shayna Baszler defeated Kairi Sane. Shayna laid in some knees and kicks. Shayna worked over the arm. Shayna with a modified gut wrench suplex for a 2 count. Kairi got rolled up for a 2 count. Shayna missed a knee in the corner. Kairi hit a spear. Kairi with a baseball slide forearm. Kairi went up for the insane elbow, but Shayna kicked her in the head and pulled her off the top rope and into a choke hold for a submission. Shayna jawed with the announcers at the announce table after the win. NXT champion Andre Cien Almas and Zelina Vega came out for a promo. Zelina called Andre the greatest NXT champion in history, or Mr. 4-0, and runs down Gargano for losing again and again. Zelina says, who cares about earning respect? And unlike most women, she doesn't feed off her man's success. She creates it. Andre says Johnny tried again and again but lost. Andre says it made him Johnny Jobless. Zelina asks what they call Andre, then he says NXT champion. Aleister Black's music hits, and Andre is on stage, and Black hits the ring. Before he can talk, Killian Dane's music hits, and he and Aleister square off. Killian hits a running crossbody and leaves him laying. March 7th episode, Ricochet defeated Fabian Aichner. Insane pop for Ricochet. Good back and forth action. Fabian got control after a flashy start by Ricochet. Ricochet with a running shooting star for a 2 count. Ricochet chant started up for the crowd and nails a 630 for the win. NXT General Manager William Regal came out and announced that tonight we will be seeing the first 3 rounds of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. And the first round begins now. Authors of Pain defeated TM61 in the first round match of the Dusty Rhodes Classic. The TM61 took an early advantage as Shane hit a dive outside on both of AOP. AOP regained control and started destroying Nick. Nick with a hot tag to Shane. Shane hits a cannonball. Nick broke a pin attempt after a powerbomb neckbreaker combo. Nick hits a moonsault, but the pin is broken up. Shane gets powerbombed on the apron, and Nick gets hit with the last chapter for the pin. Also, the Pain was announced as advancing to the semifinals, so it's an 8-team tourney and should end tonight. Bianca Blair defeated a local enhancement talent, Quick Squash. Nothing of note once again. No hair whip. Tommaso Ciampa walked out with a crutch and no music to massive boos. Every time he tries to start his promo, he is met with thunderous boos. He got frustrated and throws the mic down twice. Ciampa left the ring and rips a Johnny Gargano fan, Johnny Wrestling sign up, and destroys it with his crutch before storming out. Ciampa posed on stage and soaks in some more boos. Aleister Black defeated Killian Dane. Aleister with a moonsault to the outside. Killian took control and dominated much of the match. Every time Aleister fought back, Killian overpowered him. Aleister reversed the Ulster plantation into a roll-up. Killian kicked out, but catches the Black Mass for the pin. March 14th episode, Street Profits defeated Heavy Machinery in the first round match of the Dusty Rhodes Classic. Otis Dojovic wants a sip of what's in Montez Ford's cup, and Montez obliges. Otis chugs the cup, tosses it in the air, and attacks Montez. They put Angelo Dawkins in a final cut position and used Montez as a battering ram to his crotch. Montez breaks up a compactor of tip. Angelo hits the DDT on Otis, and Montez hits the Frog Splash on Otis for the pin. Street Profits advance to the semis. Johnny Gargano signs were just passed out to the audience by NXT crew, which you can find a picture of that there. Tommaso Ciampa came out with a crutch. He still gets booed out of the building every time he tries to start his promo. Crowd holding Johnny signs again, chanting at Ciampa. Crowd pops when he drops the mic and goes to leave. Ciampa again leaves with no words. Dakota Kai defeated Lacey Evans. This was a quick match. Dakota won with a roll-up. After the match, Shayna Baszler came out, but NXT Women's Champion Ember Moon ran out before Shayna can attack. Ember says Shayna started it, but she's going to finish it at TakeOver, New Orleans. They brawl, and Shayna knocks Ember with a forearm shot. Ember hits a boot and goes for the Eclipse, but Shayna kicks her. Shayna starts to lock in a Kimura, but Dakota jumps on the apron, hits a boot to Shayna. Ember hits the Eclipse to leave Shayna laying. It should be noted that we're really not sure where there are the tapings, but they plan on filming random length and with odd breaks. Sanity of Alexander Wolf and Eric Young defeated Tino Sabatelli and Riddick Moss in the first round Dusty Rhodes Classic match. Not much here. Miscommunication between Moss and Sabatelli as EY hit the elbow drop, but Moss broke up the pin. Nikki jumped on Moss. EY hits the elevated neck breaker on Tino to pick up the win. Sanity advanced to the semis. UK champion Pete Dunne defeated Adam Cole by disqualification to retain. Good match. Pete had control early on. Dunne hit a flip-out suplex on the apron. Cole got the upper hand in the Undisputed Era, distracted Dunne at ringside. Pete hit a powerbomb for a near fall. They traded insecurities and kicks until Cole kicks Pete out of the air and he flips off the turnbuckle. Pete ducked the Shining Wizard and hits a suplex. Pete goes for the bitter end, but the Undisputed Era jumped on the apron. Pete takes both guys out. Cole hits a knee brain buster for a near fall. Pete goes for the bitter end when Undisputed Era attacked for the disqualification. Roger Strong ran down for the save, cleared the ring. General Manager Regal was out again. Contract signing for the NXT title. Match at TakeOver New Orleans. Andre Cien almost defending against Aleister Black. Andre was introduced, but Zelina Vega says Andre is not here tonight. And if he was here, he would destroy Aleister tonight. Aleister is ignoring Zelina and looking under the table. Aleister moves the table, sits down, and Zelina now tells Zelina now they are on the same level. Zelina says Andrade is going to destroy him at New Orleans. Aleister says she's concerned that Andrade will come up like her a little short. Zelina then stacked him. Aleister stands up, signs the contract, and leaves the ring. He says he's glad Zelina came out alone because he didn't. Out comes Candice LeRae, who attacked Zelina all over the ringside, later out in the ring. Regal comes back out and thanks us, and that's it for the tapings. And the spoilers for main event. Goldust defeated Kurt Hawkins. Kalisto defeated Ariya Daivari. Raw from Des Moines, Iowa. Opens up with Michael Cole welcoming us to the show. Joined him by Corey Graves and Jonathan Coachman. Of course, no more Booker T. Cole hypes tonight's Roman Reigns versus Bray Wyatt elimination qualifier. We cut backstage to Wyatt, who talks about how he won the WWE title in the Chamber last year, and there's one person standing in his way. His nemesis, Roman Reigns. Wyatt goes on and says he sees Reigns for what he truly is, a failure, waiting to be put out of his misery. Wyatt says he's happy to oblige. Wyatt goes on until we cut backstage to Roman Reigns' response. Reigns says a failure is someone who can't deal with adversity, someone who gets knocked down and stays down. Reigns says he had his fair share of ups and downs, but that's a sign of a great journey, not a failure. Reigns goes on and says his road to WrestleMania 34 stops with a trip to Suplex City. Reigns says Wyatt or Brock Lesnar can't stop him from being WWE Universal Champion. And that match is up next. Wyatt versus Reigns. We go right to the ring. Bray Wyatt makes his way out. Of course, Reigns follows up with a very mixed reaction. The bell rings and they lock up. They take it to the corner and they break. Wyatt keeps control. Reigns drops him with first for the shoulder. Wyatt fights out of a headlock but misses in the corner. Wyatt turns upside down with I call it the gator crawl. Wyatt talks more trash, but Reigns charges and runs into a boot. Reigns rocks Wyatt as he goes to the second rope. Reigns puts Wyatt on his shoulders, but he fights out. Reigns charges, but ends up running into the ring post as Wyatt moves. Wyatt takes Reigns down for a 2 count as we see Matt Hardy watching backstage, watching on a monitor. Wyatt keeps Reigns grounded with a headlock. Reigns finally fights out and unloads on Wyatt. Reigns with a big clothesline goes to the floor for a breather. Reigns goes to the floor for a drive-by. Wyatt counters it and puts him down. Wyatt turns it around on the floor and sends Reigns into steel ring steps. Wyatt stands tall over Reigns as we go to commercial. Back for the break. Wyatt has Reigns grounded. Reigns finally fights out of a nails a Samoan drop, but he can't get the pin. Reigns gets up first and unloads in the corner with shots at its pants 10 along. Wyatt counters and goes for the Uranagi, but it's blocked. They run the ropes, but Wyatt launches himself at Reigns with an elbow, and they both go down. Wyatt gets a 2 count. Wyatt works Reigns over a bit, and they go to the corner. Wyatt climbs up for a superplex, but can't get it. He has to climb back up and talk some more trash, but Reigns fights back with headbutts. Reigns slides out and brings Wyatt to the mat with a sit-down powerbomb, and these are headbutts right to the nose. Wyatt kicks out at 2. They're both down again. Reigns waits for Wyatt and goes for a Superman punch, but it's blocked. Wyatt with a Urinachi and then a senton for a close 2 count. Wyatt can't believe it. Wyatt goes for Sister Abigail, but it's blocked. Reigns rolls up Wyatt for a 2 count and comes right back with a Superman punch for another 2 count. Reigns calls for a spear, but this time Wyatt boots him in the head. Wyatt nails Sister Abigail for a 2 count. Wyatt mounts Reigns with elbows to the back of the head. Wyatt picks Reigns up for another Sister Abigail. This time there was no kiss involved. But Reigns starts to resist and overpower Wyatt. Some fans boo. They run the ropes and Reigns nails the spear for the win. Reigns is going to the chamber. And we all know he's going to win to set up the WrestleMania match versus Lesnar. After the match, Reigns stands tall as we celebrate. As we go to replays, back to Reigns heading up the ramp as we get WrestleMania 34 banner hanging high. Matt Hardy, woken Matt, suddenly appears in the ring, waits for Wyatt to get up. Matt lays Wyatt down with a twist of fate and celebrates. Getting a delete chant started. Seth Rollins backstage with Jason Jordan. They're both unhappy. Rollins says this is their final shot for the bar, and he wants to make sure Jordan doesn't do anything that blows it. Jordan says he's 100%. He talked to Dad, and doctors have cleared him. Not. Jordan says Rollins has no worries. Rollins says this isn't about him or Jordan. It's about what they can do together. Rollins wants them to go out there and take back their tag team titles. Still to come segment. Jordan and Rollins versus Bar. Also Cena versus Elias versus Braun Strowman to determine the final chamber entrant. Back to commercial, including promos from Mandy Rose and Goldust and Naomi and SmackDown Tag Team Champions Jimmy Uso to promote this week's Mixed Match Challenge bout. Finn Balor and Carl Anderson versus the Revival, the Club. Back from the break, we see Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows wrapping up their entrance. They wait at ringside as Balor comes to join them next. Completing the Balor Club, the Revival are out next for a singles match. Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder. Dawson takes the mic and says he and Dash are the Revival. In case we haven't been paying attention, Dawson says they are tag team specialists. He and Dash are shadows. Dawson proposes a tag team match for tonight, and Dash agrees. Dash tells Balor to choose one of his little club buddies so the Revival can show them how it's done. Balor Club talks it over, and we get a hot tag team match now. Anderson starts off with Dash, but Dawson immediately tags in, and they go at it. Dawson took control in the corner, worked Anderson over. Dawson blocked a hip toss. Anderson dropped Anderson with a shoulder. Anderson turns around and takes Dash down as he runs in. Balor hops in, and they double team both members of the Revival, clearing the ring. Anderson and Balor do the 2 sweep as they stand tall in the ring. We go to commercial. Back for the break. The Revival takes turns on Balor, keeping him in their corner. Balor tosses Dawson to the floor, but he can't make the tag as Dash comes in and stops him. Dawson ends up keeping Balor grounded as he comes back in, working on the arm. Balor countered and nails the double stomp. Dash comes right back in and tries to stop the tag, but Balor gets a tag. Anderson comes in and unloads on Dash, nailing a drop kick. Anderson knocks Dawson off the apron and goes back to work on Dash. Anderson with a flying neck breaker for the corner. Dawson turns it around with a cheap chop from the apron. Dawson tags in, but Anderson immediately nails a spine buster. Dash breaks up the pin. Anderson sends Dash over the top to the floor. Anderson drops Dawson with a kick. Balor tags in and unloaded on Dawson, hitting a sling blade and a big drop kick in the corner. Balor goes to the top, hits a coup de grace on Dawson. Balor covers Dawson while Anderson keeps Dash on the floor. Winners of the match, Balor and Anderson. The Club. After break, Gallows hits the ring and celebrates with the winners as we go to commercial replays. Still to come segment. Female Elimination Chamber opponents for Alexa Bliss will be revealed. Also, Asuka versus Bayley. We see Sasha Banks backstage watching her recent loss to Asuka over and over again. Bayley walks up and says this is the 20th time that Banks has watched the match. She's being too hard on herself. Banks says the moment she stops being hard on herself, she stops being her. She talks about coming close to beating Asuka and says she needs to start reminding everyone that she is the boss. She knows she can beat Asuka. Bayley asks if she has any tips for tonight, but Sasha is going to keep them to herself. Bayley gets it and says that the Elimination Chamber will be every woman for herself, just like the Royal Rumble was. Sasha agrees and says she did what she had to do, and she will go on to win the Chamber and defeat Asuka at WrestleMania 34. If Kurt Angle puts her in the chamber and they go back and forth on who can beat Asuka, Bayley says that she does know that she can beat Sasha and Asuka. As Bayley walks off as we go to commercial. We get Tony Nese and Drew Gulak versus Mustafa Ali and Cedric Alexander. Back with Ray, all four cruiserweights are already in the ring. 205's Live General Manager Drake Maverick is on commentary. And Cole Saw acknowledges that his former name is Rockstar Spud. Tony starts off with Ali as they go at it. Nese unloads and shows off some. Ali ends up turning it around. He gets a tag to Cedric. They double team Nese. Nese turns it around on Cedric and covers for a pin attempt. Gulak tags in for some quick double team and gets a 2 count on Cedric. Nese with a double team on Cedric and a big closeout before another pin attempt as Ali runs in for the save. Nese keeps Cedric grounded with body scissors. Cedric gets boots up in the corner as Nese charges in twice. Ali and Gulak tag in at the same time and they go at it. Ali unloads and nails the tornado DDT for a 2 count. As Nese broke up the pinfall, Nese got sent to the floor. Cedric runs the ropes and nails a big dive to Nese on the floor. Ali ends up hitting a crossbody on Gulak, but he rolls through for a 2 count. Gulak with a big clothesline. Cedric tags in and springboards in with a flying clothesline to Gulak. And Cedric nails a lumbar check but gets a pinfall. After the match, Ali and Alexander to the title. We go to replays. We see the vacant WWE Cruiserweight title at ringside as Maverick and the announcers hype the tournament matches on this week's 205 Live episode. Calissa versus Liz Dorado and Hideo Itami versus Roderick Strong. We see Kurt Angle and Alexa Bliss backstage talking. Angle walks off to the ring as we go back to commercial. Back to the ring, JoJo introduces Raw General Manager Kurt Angle. Angle comes to the ring and talks about making history with the first ever Women's Royal Rumble match, and they will next make history with the first Women's Elimination Chamber match. Angle announces the 5 opponents for Raw Women's Champion Alexa Bliss, Bayley, Mandy Rose, Sasha Banks, Mickie James, and Sonya Deville. Angle also announces Nia Jax versus Asuka in a singles action for the Chamber pay-per-view. If Jax wins the match, she will be added to the match at WrestleMania 34 to make it a triple threat. Asuka versus Jax versus the Raw Women's Champion. Music interrupts, and out comes current champion Alexa Bliss, and she doesn't look happy. Bliss says she's sorry, but this needs to stop. She tried to be a good sport, but what Angle is doing is wrong and completely unjust. Bliss goes on and accuses Angle's bad decision of being against company policy and on equality. She rants about how the title is on the line in the Women's Chamber match, while Brock Lesnar does not have to defend in the Men's Chamber. She asks why she doesn't get the same privilege. Is it because she's just a woman? Angle says Lesnar defended his title at the Royal Rumble, and he doesn't know what Bliss is trying to pull here. Angle says that the last time Bliss defended was at TLC. Bliss says that's not her fault. She just wonders why Angle is treating the men's champion different. She asks if Angle values Lesnar more than her. She goes on and says Angle is being sexist. Angle defends himself and says Bliss is trying to weasel herself out of the chamber. He's going to ask the audience, do they want to see Bliss defend her title in the chamber? Of course they do. Bliss rants about respect and leaves the ring. Angle asks the fans again if they want to see Bliss defend, and they do. We get a Twitter video from John Cena hyping his road to WrestleMania 34. Still to come segment. Cena versus Elias versus Strowman. Also, The Miz versus Apollo Crews in the Chamber qualifier, and The Bar versus Seth Rollins and Jason Jordan with the titles on the line. Back from a commercial break, we get Black History Month video. Which is Roman Reigns and Mark Henry doing their stitch with the march, of course, with the with equal rights movement with MLK. Asuka versus Bayley was up next. We go to the ring. Out first comes Asuka and then Bayley, of course. They lock up to start, back and forth for a few minutes as they tangle. Asuka with her first takedown and real offense. They pass off in the middle of the ring. Asuka yells, but Bayley doesn't back down. Asuka with more offense. Bayley ends up knocking Asuka from the top to the floor. Bayley jumps through the ropes, but Asuka catches her. Bayley counters that and takes Asuka down to the floor. Bayley brings her back into the ring, but Asuka knocks her off the apron with a hip attack. Asuka goes to the floor, but Bayley sends her shoulder first into the barrier. We go to commercial with both superstars on the floor. After the break, Bayley keeps control for a 2 count. Bayley drops elbows now. Asuka finally turns around and drops Bayley. Asuka with more offense and a sliding knee for a 2 count. Asuka goes to the top for a crossbody, but Bayley moves and Asuka hits the mat. Bayley floors Asuka for a 2 count. Bayley takes Asuka to the apron for a neck breaker, but Asuka locks in Asuka lock. Bayley uses ropes to break the hold. Momentarily, Bayley knocks Asuka back to the floor. Asuka with a knee to the face, dropping Bayley on the floor. Asuka brings Bayley back into the ring, covers for a 2 count. Asuka with kicks while Bayley is on her knees now. Bayley catches a kick for a 2 count. Asuka ends up blocking the Bayley to belly. Suplex, more back and forth action as Bayley rolls Asuka up for a 2 count. Asuka comes right back and drops Bayley into the armbar for the win. After the match, Asuka recovers. As the music plays, we go to replays. Asuka and Bayley face off in the middle of the ring. And Asuka offers a handshake, and Bayley does get a shake, and Asuka leaves first. We get a Twitter video from The Bar, recorded earlier. They're confident about retaining their titles later on. Till the come segment, Apollo Crews versus Miz in a Chamber qualifier. Back to commercial. And that match is up next. Back from Ray, out comes Intercontinental Champion Miz with Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel. Well, Curtis Axel was on vacation this week, supposedly. Miz takes the mic, starts bragging about beating Roman Reigns in his first match. Back, as everything else he's done. He goes on and takes credit for Philadelphia Eagles winning Super Bowl. He talks about winning tonight's qualifier and says the Miz and Mrs. cameras will be rolling at WrestleMania 34, and his daughter will be born just in time to see the first ever WWE Intercontinental and Universal Champion, The Miz. That's not, well, Intercontinental Champion and WWE Champion. That was, I'm not Universal Champion, but WWE Champion. That was Ultimate Warrior. Well, the music interrupts. Out comes Apollo Crews with Titus O'Neil and Dana Brooke. Back to commercial. Back from the break, Crews drops Miz for a 2 count. Crews more offense and another pin attempt as Titus Worldwide partners look on. Miz is coming off the top rope, but Crews kicks him in midair, gets a 2 count. More back and forth between the two. Crews presses Miz high and drops him. Goes for a standing moonsault, but Miz drops him over the knees for a 2 count. Miz keeps Crews grounded with scissors right in front of Titus and Dana. Crews fights up and out, flooring Miz with a kick after running ropes. Crews with more offense, including another kick to the head. Crews kips up and nails an insecure for a 2 count. Miz slides out of a move and moves when Crews charges in the corner. Miz charges and hits the corner. Clothesline, but Crews counters with a belly-to-belly suplex. Crews with a standing moonsault and then the standing shooting star press, but Miz still kicks out at 2. Titus and Crews both can't believe it. Miz takes advantage of the referee distraction and takes out Crews' knee, but Crews comes back for another 2 count. Miz ends up bouncing the injured knee off of the rope, and Crews goes down and then nails the skull-crushing finale for the win and gets a chamber spot. After match, Miz stands tall as Dallas joins him in the ring. They leave as Titus comes in to check on Crews. Seth Rollins approaches Kurt Angle and Jason Jordan backstage, asking what's wrong as Jordan is rubbing his neck. Jordan says he can't compete tonight. He was warming up and everything was fine until he felt something in his neck. Jordan says he went to the trainers to get checked out and they told him he can't compete. Angle says Jordan is telling the truth. Rollins can't believe this and asks Angle what he should do with their match as their match was up next. Angle suggests he forfeit the match, but Rollins doesn't like that. Roman Reigns walks up and nothing is said, but he walks off with Rollins. Jordan and Angle watch them as we go to commercial. So the match is up as made next. The Shield versus Bar. Back for the break. First comes Raw Tag Team Champions The Bar, who aren't happy about Jordan's replacement. Seth Rollins is out next to a pop. Rollins waits as Roman joins him to a mixed reaction. Rollins and Reigns hit the ring and pose in the corner as the Bar looks upset. We get formal ring introduction from JoJo. Rollins starts things off with Sheamus as they go to the mat. They tangle real quick, go back to their feet to lock up. Sheamus takes control with a headlock. Sheamus drops Rollins with a shoulder and then shows off some. They run the ropes again. Rollins hits crossbody and more offense. Cesaro tags in and goes to work on Rollins. Cesaro with an uppercut to the corner and then to tag Sheamus. The Bar double team Rollins in the corner for a minute. Cesaro taunts Reigns. Rollins counters Cesaro and kicks him, freeing him to tag Reigns. Quickly double teams Cesaro and Reigns, covers for a 2 count. Rollins tags back in and they do some double team of their own with a team move on the Bar last used, mocking them. Rollins can't get the pin and Cesaro on Cesaro, but he keeps him in the corner with more offense. Reigns tags back in for some double teaming. Sheamus runs in, but Reigns knocks him with a right hand. Rollins clothesline Sheamus to the floor. Rollins runs the ropes and hits a dive, but Sheamus catches him with an Irish curse backbreaker on the floor. Cesaro takes advantage with a distracted Reigns and hits the running uppercut in the corner on him. Cesaro tosses Reigns to the floor. Sheamus launches him to the barrier. Bar stands tall over Reigns on the floor to go back to commercial. Rollins returns to the ring, hits a sling blade on Cesaro. Rollins with a blackout curve stomp, but Cesaro moves. Cesaro uppercuts Rollins as he's sitting up on the top. Rollins counters and hits a big suplex into a Falcon Arrow for a 2 count. Fan chant, "This is awesome." Cesaro gets a thump to the eye. With the referee distracted on the apron, Jordan grabs Cesaro's leg as he comes to ringside, allowing Rollins to land another close 2 count. Rollins drops him, but Sheamus runs in and breaks up the pin attempt. Rollins approaches Jordan and orders him to the back, saying they've got this. They argue a bit. Rollins fights off both Cesaro and Sheamus. Reigns tags in and gets hyped up, but Rollins has a big power up for the big power bomb. Cesaro pulls Sheamus to safety. They grab the titles and try to walk off, but Jordan stops us from the ringside. Jordan blocks a right hand from Cesaro and hits him. Jordan decks Sheamus as the referee calls for the bell for the disqualification. We're good. After the bell, Rollins and Reigns look on from the ring as they're shocked, and they stare him down. Bar continues their celebration. We see Rollins arguing with Jordan in ringside. Twitter video from Braun Strowman after we see how he destroyed Kane last week. Braun's still the last man standing match tonight, and he says he will be the last man standing at the Elimination Chamber, as well as at WrestleMania 34. Still to come segment, Cena versus Elias versus Strowman. Next we get Nia Jax versus Vanessa Floyd. Bell rings, Jax shoves it in the enhancement talent around and tosses her into the corner. Jax runs into a kick and a quick bit of offense, including a drop kick, but Nia floors the woman and yells at her. Then Nia manhandles Vanessa and splashes her in the corner. Jax with more offense and standing press. Jax drops Vanessa to the mat and there's a big leg drop for the win. And we see how Elias dropped John Cena 2 weeks ago. Still to come segment, Elias versus Cena versus Strowman. Back to commercial. Sonya Deville versus Mickie James was up next. Back to break. Out comes the Absolution Paige. Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. Of course, Paige ain't wrestling. Mickie James is out next by herself. Lots of back and forth action. Mickey takes control and unloads on DeVille. DeVille may have suffered a broken nose. Mickey with more offense and a 2 count. DeVille looks to turn around but runs into an elbow in the corner. Rose gets on the apron and provides a distraction, allowing DeVille to turn it around, and she brings Mickey to the mat. It gets on from the top and on the back of her neck. Referee checks on Mickey, but says Sonya, checks on Mickey, but Sonya beats her around. Sonya keeps control and nails running knee to the face for another pin attempt. Mickey fights back from her knees, but DeVille continues hitting her with strikes. Mickey comes back, rolls DeVille up out of nowhere for the win. We see Elias backstage with his guitar. Back to commercial. Back from the break. Elias goes to the ring with his guitar. Talks about going all the way in the Elimination Chamber 34 and WrestleMania 34 starts in on his latest song. Elias sings and takes shots at Braun Strowman, John Cena, and the Universal Champion Brock Lesnar. He finally interrupted by John Cena's music. Triple Threat match was up next. Bell rings. All 3 superstars size each other up. As we go to commercial, Strowman has Cena down in the ring. Elias tries to come in, goes right out, and Strowman follows, keeping control both opponents on the floor. Cena has Elias, and Elias ended up double teaming Strowman in the ring, closing him over the top to the floor. They follow up and ran Braun into the ring post, dazing Braun. They drive Braun into the post one more time, and he's down to one knee. Cena and Elias look at each other and have an understanding to take Braun out. They drive Braun into the steel steps as he goes down. Cena grabs half of the steps and drives them into Braun's face, but he's still up. Of course, triple threat. Anything goes. Elias nails the guitar with a guitar shot across the back, but Braun's still up. Cena with attitude adjustment on the steel steps at ringside. Elias drops Cena from behind. Elias brings Cena back into the ring, covers for a 2 count. Elias stomps away on Cena. Elias more offense on Cena. Fans are dueling chants. Elias lifts Cena up, but Cena fights back. Elias with a backbreaker, a 2 count. Keeps control, and Cena grounded in the middle of the ring. Braun is still down the ringside due to the attitude adjustment. Cena breaks free and hits the shoulders and back drop. Cena calls for the 5-knuckle trouble on Elias, but Braun runs in and scoops Cena up for the power slam. Elias blocks the power slam, kicks Braun out of the ring. Elias steals the pin on Cena and gets the win to earn the number 6 chamber shot. After the bell, Elias stands tall, but Braun immediately hits the ring and slams him. Braun isn't done as he delivers another running power slam. Fan chat one more time as he nails another one to Cena. And then another one to Elias. Braun then scoops Elias and power slams him in the middle of the ring. We get replays. We see Braun standing tall at WrestleMania 34 sign, hanging high. Braun's music has stopped as he hits the corner to pose, and the fans want more. Braun gives them what they want and delivers another running power slam to Cena in the middle of the ring. Braun leaves the ring and brings Elias back in. Braun scoops Elias and delivers one more running power slam. Braun's music hits as he leaves the ring. Raw goes off the air with Cena and Elias down in the ring. And that concludes my video for this week, because I did not get any dark match main event results. Thanks again. Peace out. See you one more video. If you don't know, just comment, brothers and sisters.